All right, welcome everyone. My name is Cody Sell, and in this video, we're going to be looking at currency correlation. What that's going to look like, and I've got, TradingView pulled up here. Let's do, for example, the New Zealand pairs. So I'm going to go over to Euro New Zealand. Okay. So I'm assuming you guys have gone through the PowerPoint information already. So just as a quick reminder, if we have, for example, Euro New Zealand, okay, and let's just say we are specifically interested in the New Zealand currency, okay, for our correlation analysis. Now, if the New Zealand currency is in the denominator, then you need to keep that in mind. So when we pull up, for example, New Zealand JPY, let me get rid of this here. When we pull up New Zealand JPY, it will be in the numerator, right? Looking at currency pairs kind of like fractions. So, for example, if we saw that Euro New Zealand, as it is right now, it's going up, right? We're heading up. What would we expect New Zealand yen to be doing based on currency correlation? We'd be expecting it to go down, okay? And if you don't understand why that is, make sure you go back through the information in the PowerPoint, go through it several times until you understand it. It's very important that you understand how this works, okay? So right here, New Zealand is in the denominator, so if it's going up, and over here it's in the numerator, we'd expect it to be doing the exact opposite. Now, if it was yen New Zealand, then we'd expect it to be doing the same, okay? So just breaking it down nice and slow for everyone to make sure that everyone's on the same page. I know some people, you probably get it right away, especially if you're fluent with mathematics. So, okay. So with that in mind, what I'm going to do is I've got Euro New Zealand pulled up, and I want you just to take a look at kind of what we're seeing here. Large downtrend. We have an uptrend here, downtrend, overall making higher lows, higher highs. Let's go ahead and compare this with New Zealand JPY. Okay, so what I've done here, guys, and you can do this on TradingView as well and take a look yourself, but I've pulled up New Zealand JPY. It is this red line right here representing that currency's movement, okay? So what you're going to see here, and let's see how I want to do this. Okay, so you see how we are in a downtrend all the way through here, and if I take this same area here on New Zealand JPY, what do you guys see? Uptrend, right? Exactly what we would expect, okay? So we have anti-correlation here. And you can see, look, what happens when this is over. We go down, right? Until right here. Right here, we start to rise again on New Zealand yen. And here on Euro New Zealand, which we have pulled up, you can see that it's at this point that we start to fall again, okay? And back and forth we go. And you guys can see that in live market, New Zealand yen is actually dropping and Euro New Zealand is rising. So again, this whole understanding of anti-correlation here going on with these pairs, okay? Let's see here, and I will go ahead and, so if you guys, make a mental note of this, pause the video, kind of look at all of it, but I'm going to go ahead and move on now, and let's go ahead and get this off the chart. Let's clear all this off. And now, why don't we go ahead and compare with another New Zealand pair here? Or actually, you know what? Why don't we go ahead and do the euro? Okay, so Euro New Zealand. Okay, so we have Euro New Zealand, and we'll just make it easy, and we'll compare it to Euro USD. Euro USD. Okay, so if we're doing a currency correlation analysis on the euro, which is right up here, euro, okay, and we're looking at Euro New Zealand, and she's doing what? She's rising, okay? She is rising up. So let's go ahead and put our arrow here. What would we expect Euro USD to be doing? Rising as well, right? In both cases, the euro is in the first position or the numerator. And so we'd expect them to be doing the same thing. So if I pull up Euro USD, I'd expect to see that it's rising. So why don't we go ahead and compare Euro USD. Voila. Check this out, guys. So let me get rid of this here. Okay. So do you guys see? Look at this. Look at this right here. I'm going to make this a different color because it's kind of confusing. Okay. So this, and let's also make it a little thicker. There we go. You see how they're almost on top of each other. Euro USD, which is represented by this red line here, is falling right here, the same as Euro New Zealand is, and they've both been rising since. Okay, and you guys, it's not just this area. If you look back and take a look right here, okay, they've been dropping the same, and then they started rising, and they started falling. Okay, and again, I encourage you to, pause the video, take a look at everything, pull it up on your own, and you're going to see that there are some instances where maybe like there is a slight difference in how they move. And the reason why there are areas where they don't perfectly correlate is because, my thing is screwing with me. Okay, the reason, and let me go ahead and get this off of here. Maybe that'll, okay, there we go. The reason why they don't perfectly correlate all the time is because it's not just the euro and the euro. There's also another factor here, New Zealand and USD. So there are going to be instances where Euro New Zealand and Euro USD won't do the same thing. One of those instances may be, let's say, like the US dollar specifically is doing something, like maybe NFP was just released. Well, NFP is not going to directly affect the New Zealand currency, not directly. So what we would see is we'd see that Euro USD will make a move that won't be mimicked on Euro New Zealand. Okay, and that's why that happens. But as you guys saw from looking at that, most of the time you're going to see a solid correlation when you have the same currency in two different pairs. All right.